go. Hello there, this is a quick video message for everyone. Just because we've been going through a ridiculous time recently, being trapped at home and all the rest of it, and I just thought it'd be nice if I put a video online or something. But I just thought this would be a good idea because I do have a lot of family and friends that follow me on Facebook, Twitter and all the rest of it, who probably haven't seen me or heard from me for goodness knows how many years. Some people may not have heard from me since I was a child, and so probably don't even know how I sound now, very nasally, if you've probably noticed. Just to give a bit of an idea, I suppose I can talk about where I've been and where I've been going, because at the moment I had some plans that I was going to put into action. After the Easter holidays I had a lot of new projects that I was working on, and of course for the time being those projects have had to go on hold, and I imagine that's the same for a lot of people, that they've had ideas or things that they were going to do, and things being the way they are means that they are stuck and they can't do anything until this whole lockdown thing is lifted. I say lockdown, is it really a lockdown? I mean, you can still go out for a walk, you can still go to the shop and buy things, your employer can still make you go into work, you can still get stuffed on a train full of potential coronavirus carriers every day. Lovely. But by and large, we are keeping indoors. When I have had to go out to the shops and buy things, the roads have been pretty empty. There have been times where I thought, this doesn't look much like a lockdown, but on the whole, it is like a Sunday morning every time you get in the car at the moment, and that is quite nice actually. I could get quite used to that. I could get quite used to not having to fill my car up with petrol all the time and pay a fortune for it. I could quite get used to the petrol price coming down to £1, you know, or even less. Over the coming days, as I'm still continue to be locked in, I'm looking at new ideas, things that I can do with my time. As you can see, I spent a little bit of time setting up my studio, which we're in right now. You know, just got some old music equipment there, synthesizers. This little thing's lovely. It's like one of the old Minimoogs, but it's a modern recreation of it. Bit naughty, I think, you know. But hey, you know, it's a traditional classic 70s synthesizer, made in 2019, or was it 2018 that I bought it, and you know, for a fraction of the cost that it would be to buy a 30-40 year old one that might need a lot of repair work done to it. So fantastic, you know, doesn't matter how they did it, and apparently the sounds that it makes are really faithful, and maybe if anyone actually wants me to, I'll do a video sometime of me messing around with that. In the meantime, let me just put my cup of tea down. There are some other things that I'm working on too, or will be working on. Things that I've had lying around really for the past 2, 3, maybe even 4 years. I just haven't got round to doing anything with. And this dusty old thing is called an Arduino Esplora. It kind of looks like a PSP, you know, like Sony PlayStation thing or something like that, but without the case on it, so it's a bit sharp around the edges and that. But be interested to see what I can do with that. Maybe put a program or a game or something onto the chip and just see if you can play a game or something on there, or maybe I'll sit down and program something myself for it. It won't be too complicated, because if you're programming as an individual, you can't make things with the same complexity or depth as if you're programming in a team. And then I've got this as well. Now, those watching this who are older than sort of 35 years old or maybe 30 years old will know what that is. That is a Sinclair ZX Spectrum. And I think I picked this up at a car boot sale, something about, I'm not even joking, about 20 years ago, maybe 25 years ago, for £5. I still remember how much I paid for it, goodness knows why, but that's because these sort of retro pieces 25 years ago weren't really worth a lot. It just wasn't old enough to be anything particularly special. At the same time, it wasn't new enough to be cutting edge. It sort of fell in that bit in the middle, sort of like where early PlayStations and Nintendo Wii's and things like that are today. So I had this anyway, and until very recently it actually worked. Now when I turn it on, it still fires up, it still displays a screen, but what's on the screen is a lot of junk, I think, and you can't actually type using it, and you can't actually use it either. So really and truly it's a bit of a dud as it is at the moment. However, the fact that it does output something is positive, is encouraging, because it means it's not completely dead, but at the same time actually getting it so it's fully functional again, be a lot of messing around finding out which chip might have failed or what just might need pushing in. It might be a really easy fix, there again it might be a bit more complicated. So one of the things I'm thinking of doing with that is actually just opening it up completely, taking everything out and making something completely different from it, repurposing it to do something different, even perhaps act as a modern day computer. If you made it this far, then all I can say is thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll do this again real soon. Lots of love to everyone who's watched this. Thank you very much, and goodbye for now.